Hey folks, Jerome Forestwood here. It's 3:28 p.m. on May 29th, 2025 in Westside, Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. It is 19 degrees outside on a sunny afternoon in the city. In this video, I walked for 3.5 kilometers, starting in Mount Pleasant at Vancouver City Hall, then stroll south on Cambie, ending my trek in Riley Park Little Mountain in Queen Elizabeth Park. To support the channel, click the heart icon to send me super thanks. For updates, follow me on TikTok and Instagram at jforestwood. And if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, share it, and subscribe.
Hey folks, Jerome Forestwood here, just walking on Cambie Street. And we're here in the Cambie Village. And we just left the park at City Hall. And we're walking south on Cambie. There's the number 15 Olympic Village station bus. It runs up and down Cambie Street here. And we'll hit the buzzer here. This is the intersection of Cambie and 12th. There we go. And we'll keep walking here on Cambie Street. When you're crossing the streets, it's just good to keep an eye out. Make sure that there's no cars or bicycles that may hit you as you're crossing the street. It's good to just pause for a sec, look both ways, and then cross. Especially in a city like Vancouver that has a reputation for having a few more poor drivers than other cities across Canada. And that's of course substantiated by CTV News and CBC News. And we'll keep walking here. We're starting to reach 14th Ave. And we're currently in the Mount Pleasant neighborhood. We are across the street, of course, to be in the Fairview neighborhood. Oh, look at that. And there's a new coin site dispenser on over at the Quick Stop. You can buy your Bitcoin there. We'll keep walking up the hill here in the Canby Village. Bicycle on the sidewalk. Interesting. The intersection of Canby and West 16th. This is also the border of Mount Pleasant and Fairview with the South Canby neighborhood and the Riley Park Little Mountain neighborhood. So we're on this side of the street and we're leaving Mount Pleasant now and we're entering into Riley Park Little Mountain. This construction project here is currently in process. You can see the big old tower right here, or a crane. This is going to be the WC16 building. Looks like they're making some good progress. And if it was just a lot not too long ago, and actually had a little community garden in it. And since then, construction crew's been working hard. It looks like they're making some good work on it. Awesome job, folks. Let's keep strolling here. So now we're into the Riley Park Little Mountain part of the Cambie Village, and on the other side would be the South Cambie section of the Cambie Village. Both sides are part of the Cambie Village Business Improvement Area. And that's when the businesses work together on the strip here to help promote an area. And they've been rather successful in promoting their area here. But it still remains largely more of an area that's been advertised more to the locals, not necessarily as, a tourism destination. And that's its vibe and that's its character. But if you're looking to have a local tourist experience, coming down over here is an awesome idea. You get a real locals experience here in the neighborhood. Now we'll cross the street here at 18. And we'll continue up the strip. Here in the Cambie Village. This is where the Cambie Village retail section ends. So the Cambie Village continues for a block or two more. The business improvement area, which includes the church across the street. This is the Cambie and West 19th. There's the Chow Memorial Chinese United Church, and there's the Cambie Montessori School that's also within the church. There's some of the older brownstones that are here along the strip. This community has been working tirelessly, as well as the other communities here in and around the Cambie Village and along the Broadway subway extension project to protect their homes. People move in, they get their rent locked in at a certain lower rate than if they moved out and moved to a new place, even if they're raising the rent a few percentages every year. And they don't really want to move. And when you get older, it's a whole lot harder to plan for variables like moving. Especially if you're close to your end of your life and you just want to live out the last of it. So it's completely understandable. The community's fighting. We're going to cross West 20th here. Continue on Cambie Street. But at the same point in time, the city also does need to develop. So a lot of these buildings, although they are in pristine, tip-top shape right now, Okay, it may in the future get torn down for other buildings to come in. It's very, very interesting. Indeed. It's not abnormal for here in Vancouver for buildings that are long routes, bus routes that make it directly to a SkyTrain station to end up getting torn down. And larger towers built in their place. But it hasn't happened yet, so I guess we'll just continue to see. And I'm not for or against it. I'm just looking at it based on my experiences living back in Toronto and seeing the push and pull and even neighborhoods where I grew up that are now drastically changed. It's just interesting to see what happens.
All the way.
And of course Vancouver is now due for it, especially with the Broadway City Hall project coming in and the extension of the Millennium Line along East and West Broadway, all the way from Emily Carr University of Art Plus Design to Arbutus right now. With plans in the future, not solidified yet, but to take it all the way to UBC. Very interesting to see. Very interesting to see crossing West 22nd. We'll continue on Canby here. You see all the green that's here. It's quite beautiful. And the needles that fall on the sidewalk from some of the pine trees or evergreen trees just brings in a certain aesthetic, West Coast aesthetic feel to everything. These leaves will darken over time because we're early in the season right now. It is awesome bright green. And it's funny how a lot of people will call this color of leaf chemical green when they see it painted on the side of, for example, a dumpster or on a car or something like that. Never seem to realize that it's the color of spring. Here's old Zion's food. It just moved in. The old bubble tea that's there is no longer there. That bubble tea was struggling. It's nice to see something that's gonna contribute back to the neighborhood much more effectively now in its place. And over here is one of our local community gardens, and wherever there's a community garden, that is a plot to be replaced with housing eventually. We tore down the old building, set up the community garden on the old building lot, and then eventually the community garden will go away and the paperwork's all ready, they'll build a building. Very interesting. So here we are at Canby in King Edward. SkyTrain station. It's one of the hubs in this area. Now it's going to become a more important station because they've just reopened a new rental housing right here in this building here, replacing some of the older buildings that were there. And there's more developments going up and along this way, along both King Edward Street and Canby Street. Again, since it is Canby Street will be a route that will have a bus route that moves quite rapidly and will directly connect to a major SkyTrain hub, and being the Broadway City Hall SkyTrain station that'll eventually have 2 lines in it. The Broadway extension project is supposed to be done in 2006, so we'll wait and see what actually happens. These projects tend to get delayed over time. Keep walking up the street here on Canby. A lot of these new multiplex buildings, 6 to 8 stories, are relatively new. Not all of them are brand new. They've been around for a while, but relatively new compared to the single family dwelling homes that are in the neighborhood. And this street is one street that just shows you how a neighborhood can change quite rapidly over time, especially at this moment in time. It's one of the old homes right here. Used to dominate this area. The front entrance is probably off at Talisman Ave right here.
They're so ugly.
And again, another sign of more homes that have been bought up here. And these small little homes are going to come down and get replaced. Some of them still have people living in them. The homes have been bought up, but they're not left yet. This one looks like it's not selling. Interesting. This is Cambie Street and West 29th Ave. There goes the number 33 bus right there. Heads up and around Queen Elizabeth Park here on West 29th. That turns into Mid-Lion Street. I don't think I'm pronouncing that right, but you should get the idea. Across the street in just a moment. And we'll cross the street now. And we're now at Queen Elizabeth Park. And see how there's been a trail that's been worn out here. People walk through the area. It is a park, so you can walk all over it. There's no rules about keeping off the grass here, unless of course you see a sign that says that. And there's the Pitch Apartments right up there. So there's the fence around it. And you can see across the way there's been people over there. You can barbecue in these areas here. Just bring your own barbecue. People chilling out. Doggos. Playing.